For a professional snooker player, a 50 is just a standard break, but for a lot of people who play the game, having a
50
would be a massive achievement. I realised this when I was sat in my couch, and it got me thinking, is running 5k as hard as making a 50 break? And that gave me an idea. What if we do couch to 50 break? What if I came up with challenges that specifically improve your break building for the level you're at? So I got up out of my armchair and made a plan.
Yes.
A set of challenges that will give you the ability to make a 50 break.
Not just the once, but every single time you get a decent chance.
So here's the detailed guide that will take you from couch to 50 break. The point of these challenges is to let you know what level you're at, while at the same time giving you the skills you need to improve to the next one.
And this is the 3-tier process I've come up with that's designed to help you break build wherever the cue ball is on the table.
The first tier is designed to help you practice regular shots on the colours and get you up to a standard where you're able to make 30 breaks in a frame of snooker. And once you've met all 4 targets from the first tier, you can then move up to the second tier, which is designed to help you make 40 breaks, and then the third tier is designed to help you make 50 breaks. And once you've completed all the challenges, it's recommended you have a go at the final challenge.
And if you can already make a 50 break, it'd be interesting to know if this practice is too easy, too difficult, or about right.
So let's go to the first challenge.
So routine 1 is potting 30 consecutive blacks off the spot.
Like all of these challenges, you play a shot and play the cue ball from wherever it ends up. If you get the cue ball in the right position, you can easily play a run of straight screw shots or roll the cue ball across the table continuously. But you can't always get the cue ball exactly where you want it, and this teaches you a great number of shots around the black spot. The second routine is actually quite similar.
Routine 2 is exactly the same with the pink, except you're not allowed to pot it into the same pocket twice in a row.
This means you wouldn't be able to play this shot again, and you have to play for another pocket. This means playing a shot across the table or running through for one of the shots into the middle pocket. The target again for this routine is 30 consecutive shots, and to make it easier you want to avoid having to use the cushions, because this can make things difficult and you can end up missing shots. With the third routine, however, you need to hit a cushion.
With the third routine, you only have to pot 6 blues, but every time you pot it, you either have to hit the top cushion or hit the bolt cushion with the cue ball. So with this shot, I'm going to try and hit the top cushion and get back on the blue.
This is a lot harder than it sounds, and it's why you only need to play 6 blues, which actually adds up to 30 points. What makes this difficult is it's very easy to finish far too straight on the blue, and that leaves it completely impossible to play a shot off the top or bolt cushion from that position. With the fourth routine, we're dealing with all of the bolt colours.
For the final routine in this tier, you have to play 30 consecutive bolt colours. You're not allowed to play the same colour twice in a row, and you have to play the first shot on the yellow out of the D.
How difficult you find this will depend on how good you are at controlling soft stun shots. If you're a bit weaker in this area, you may find it difficult to keep close control of the cue ball and keep playing easy consecutive shots. And people only really struggle around the bolt colours because they never ever practice these shots. After we find Mickey from Bromley in the United Kingdom, we're moving up to the second tier and 40 breaks.
To make a break over 40, you're going to need better control of the cue ball, and that's why we're starting with this very basic but effective routine. You simply need to pot all 4 reds and blacks here, but it's not quite that simple.
You have to play all 4 reds in order, the closest to the top cushion first, and the cue ball isn't allowed to hit a cushion at any stage. This means you have to get the cue ball absolutely perfect in position to keep a break going. And because you're only allowed to pot the balls in the top pockets, you have to get the right angle on the red and the black every single time. But our next routine is less close control and more distance control.
Controlling the cue ball over a greater distance is also important, and that's why this routine is incredibly helpful.
You start on the brown and need to play alternate shots between the brown and the pink. To complete this routine, you only need to pot 6 balls, and it teaches you how to stun down the table off the brown and stun up the table off the pink. It also helps you play 2 cushion shots and even 1 cushion shot from ball to ball. This one's a real challenge because you make things very difficult for yourself if you leave yourself straight or too far away from a ball, and you end up having to play a difficult long pot. And that's what our next routine is also trying to avoid.
Break building around the blue spot is actually incredibly easy, but only if you get the white exactly where you want it to go. And that's exactly what this routine teaches you.
This is only an easy routine if you have very good control of the cue ball. You need to leave yourself in the right position to keep getting the right angle on the blue every single shot. Get this wrong and things can spiral out of control quickly. You need to pot all the reds followed by blues to complete this routine. Our final routine in this section is more about playing mind games.
The last training routine in this tier is all about coping with the pressure, because the shots themselves are actually fairly easy. You've just got to pot all 21 fairly straightforward shots. However, you've got to pot all of them and deal with the pressure.
As long as you're in good position, the only slightly challenging shot here is the one closest to the top cushion. But as you quickly run out of balls, you need to become more and more accurate with your positional shots, and this is where the pressure of getting things wrong starts to build. After we find Lewis from Stockton-on-Tees, we're going to be stepping up the level again to become good enough to start making 50 breaks.
As we're challenging ourselves now to step up to our goal of making a 50 break, the routines are getting harder, and this one may look simple, but in reality is very, very challenging.
The position of the balls means you can only pot the lowest red from one side of the table, and this means being very accurate with where you're putting the cue ball. You need to pot 6 reds and blacks to complete this challenge without accidentally cannoning into the reds at any stage, and the very top red isn't allowed to be played until last, meaning you only ever have 1 ball to play position on. And the next routine is very similar to this but different.
This routine is designed to help you do 2 things: pot an awkward ball and get the right position on the black to find your way to it.
The red is halfway between the black and the top cushion, and every time you pot one of these 2 balls you replace it, so you can possibly get an infinite break, but we're only trying to get a 40 break here. This is all about getting the right angles again and practicing playing awkward shots along the cushion, which become a lot easier when you get used to them. Our next routine also requires very accurate position because we're playing the pink again, but
so for this one, we're just potting the pink off the spot again, but this time you've got to rotate. Oh, that was really painful.
You're only allowed to pot the pink into one specific pocket every shot, and on the next shot it rotates round, so you have to play it in a different pocket every time and leave yourself in the correct position. You can rotate clockwise or anti-clockwise, and it's probably easier if you're right-handed to go clockwise and left-handed anti-clockwise. I hope I've got that right. Again, try to avoid the cushions if you can help it, because it makes it so much easier to keep the break going. You need to pot 10 balls to be successful here. Now for the last routine in this tier.
When you know exactly how to clear the colours, it's nowhere near as difficult to do as it seems. However, they're not always in this good of a position.
We allow for that with this challenge. What you need to do is start on the yellow and pot the colours in order all the way through to the pink. Once you've potted the pink, instead of playing the black straight away, you simply respot all the colours, leaving the cue ball exactly where it is. Then you continue to play the black and start potting the colours in the opposite order, black back to yellow, except before you pot the yellow again, you respot all of the balls. And once you've done this, you can begin clearing from yellow back to black again, and all you need to do is clear to the black to actually complete this challenge. So that results in you potting a total of 16 shots. And if you can do all of that, then you completed all the challenges. Well, nearly, because there is one to go.
And once you've got through all of these segments, it's time to prove to yourself what you've learned by making a 100 break on the final challenge.
This is less a challenge and more just a way of showing yourself how far you've come on since you began with these challenges. To get this far you need great control of the cue ball and to be able to pop most shots very consistently. And it means you will have the ability to make a 50 break in a game and a 100 break here where the shots are a lot easier. If you look in the description right now, you can find a scorecard for all of these challenges. It lets you know what you've completed and what you need to complete and how well you're doing. This lets you know how close you are to the next level, and I say scorecard because it's more just a spreadsheet, but it works in exactly the same way. These routines really will give you all the tools you need to help you make a 50 break in a game, including giving you all the confidence you need and the ability to deal with the pressure of it. Let me know if you think all of these challenges are right for your ability. If you can make 30 breaks, can you complete all the 30 break challenges? Can you reach all the targets? It may be you find some of these challenges too hard or possibly even too easy. If you're struggling with them, it might be down to your technical ability, so you might want to try improving that first, but we've got a video that can help you do exactly that and improve your technique fast. Or if you struggle with side spin, then check out our other video, and remember, don't just watch, play, and make the commitment to becoming a better player by subscribing to the channel and visit the website. See you later.